About total budget, we weren't too far off, but it was about 3 million moving around between lines.
Wow.
Is this the one that says version 1? Which one are we looking at?
Version 1, fiscal year 2020.
Version 1, fiscal year 2020. Okay. So.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, got a motion? Is there a
Second.
Okay, discussion.
What's other down in that column down there? Total miscellaneous receipts, 26,200.
Right there I have, if we had it in the bond for facilities, that would have been the bond proceeds.
Okay.
So that's type in, it's kind of good, lower down.
So those total receipts for fiscal year 20, 3,154,040 are all bond receipts?
Less than 26.2, yes.
Okay.
You get a second on that, Chairman Schultz?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, I was just making sure
Go
there's no
ahead.
discussion. Okay, call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Okay, next we have resolution 45-2020, entitled 2020 County 5-Year Program Resolution, Potawatomi County Secondary Roads. Said resolution revises county 5-year program to add and modify projects to the fiscal 2020 accomplishment year. So John, I'll let you take that one off too a little bit.
Okay, so that one we brought in some projects that weren't in our 5-year plan. The 192nd Street Rise project was one of them, and there was a bridge project on that one also.
Is that the Armstrong one, the 192nd?
Yes.
That's the resolution, right?
Right, so that means the current
That has
project.
the three projects in it, right?
Yes, I haven't seen the,
Silver Creek, the Rise,
oh,
and,
yes.
and then replacing the bridge on 320th Street. Is that correct?
Question for you.
So moved.
Okay. Is there a second? Okay, question. The 189th Street, I know Mills County's pushing the RISE grant, but it's gonna affect Applewood Road as well. Are you tracking that one at all?
Somewhat, I think that one got approved this morning as well.
So does Mills County taking the lead on that?
They're on the lead now.
Okay, okay. Energy, they're looking at moving it to the west. And then that way, when you get off the interstate, it's not so congested right there. But
Oh.
they wanna pave Applewood Road from the new one that they're putting in back to 189th, and I just didn't know since that's kind of our county still, it's,
And Bungie Road was part of that.
Yeah.
agreement too, so
yep, on the other side.
Up to Google.
Okay, cool. Roll call.
Chairman Schultz,
Aye.
Supervisors Wickman,
Aye.
Belt,
Aye.
Drake,
Aye.
and Roby. Aye.
All right, one second. Buckets. Next we have Iowa DOT budget for fiscal year 2021 to match county budget approved March 31, 2020. I need to blow my nose real quick, guys, I'm sorry.
Here.
I've been outside all morning, so.
Yeah.
Sniffly.
I should say grab a bunch.
Thanks. Go ahead, Johnny, you wanna take that off?
Sure. So after you pass the budget, I have put it in the DOT format and submit it to the DOT, so it's the budget you approved, just in the format for DOT. Wants me to put it in, I guess.
So moved.
Second. Is this the one that says fiscal year 2021?
Yes.
Yes.
Regeneration.
Okay, so, you go to that last page, I don't know which one, I got how many of them here that say 2021? Which one? This last page, where it has your swap and your farm to market and your local.
Is that this one?
That's the program on that one. That's the next item.
That's next item.
It's this guy here.
Okay, this one here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you looking at the 5-year program, Scott?
Well, I am. This has it too,
Okay.
the last page. What's the last page of that?
This is
Okay,
the 5-year program again.
well, this says 5-year program. Looking good.
It's that one right there.
This one?
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Well, that one has it too on the back.
There must be something running there. It's just the first 3 pages.
The first 3 pages? Oh, is the 5-year program?
Yeah, I think it just all goes.
I don't know. That's what I said. You throw enough stuff up there, it might stick.
What? I guess mine.
I got it right there.
This one? Okay.
You get a motion on that, Chairman Schultz?
Yeah, we had a motion and a second. Okay. Right? Didn't you make
Yes.
the motion?
Yep.
I did.
No, you're good.
Okay, so, all right, well, is there any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. I have 2 different documents, so I don't know. You must have.
Exactly. Well, we're gonna talk about this next one here, I guess.
The next one is the 5-year program, is that right?
Yeah, 5-year
It's
program
called number
accomplishment.
4.
I brought copies of that one because I changed
That's
it after I sent it to
2021.
Melissa, so I'll bring you an original for that one.
The only one you changed is
Is
2025,
this one here,
right?
yes.
Thank you.
Everything else is the same. Okay, thank you very
Originally
much.
submitted.
Where the trees fall.
So this one's an updated one.
I don't know if that's the current one or not. I just wanted to clean it up by bringing the one up. One of the original ones I sent didn't have 2025 on it. So I sent one to Melissa, but I didn't know if it'd catch you, so I brought that. I'm trying to do this one on PowerPoint, but I don't know if that works.
I think it will.
Oh, you want PowerPoint?
Yeah.
Back up on the bottom there, so you should be able to just bring it up.
Did we have any YouTuber? Audrey, was there anybody watching? Okay. I think if I put that.
Maybe you ought to have a chair. Maybe you ought to have a chair.
Oh, be fine. I'll sit down when I need to.
Okay.
Starting to warm up.
If
there, the colors
anybody
coming
is
through.
watching, they should be able to see that. Right?
That I, none.
Mr. Chairman, you want me to proceed?
Yeah, what's wrong?
Oh, I didn't know where we
Oh,
were,
yeah,
so I
let's
just
move
wanted to make
right
sure.
ahead.
Wanted to get the floor from you. So I'm gonna go through the 5-year plan. I just handed out the fresh copy. I kind of thought I'd show you where we've been on that, just so you know. So the green lines on that map show the roads I've done since I've been here. The darker green ones are transfer jurisdiction roads that we've reconstructed.
Darker, the blue or the darker green?
The darker green, there's a light green and dark green.
Oh, I see, okay.
The light green we've done, the dark green we've done too, but those are transfer jurisdiction we took in 2004, so those were extra miles we took in. The blue ones are in this current 5-year plan, and the red ones are the roads remaining to be done. So of the paved system, we're pretty close to having them all reconstructed here in the 20 years I've been here, so that's been pretty good. I've reconstructed roads that are 46 years old, so I think we're gaining ground on the paved system. That's pretty much what this plan is about, is the paved system.
Andrew's.
So the next fiscal year being '21, the big project we have planned is L66 South of G30. We're doing the north section this year. So it's not in this plan, it's in the last plan. Another big project's 245th Street Railroad Overpass. It's that broken back bridge. I know you've all had calls on that probably. Right now I'm hung up with CenturyLink on that one. Kind of have an agreement with Sprint on that one for utility relocation and the railroad. So we've got a little bit of progress. I just need to get past CenturyLink. You can kind of see in the top right corner, there's some kind of a spreadsheet there of what we're spending. Farm to market's kind of a workhorse in our budget. After 21, that's gonna be negative 4.8 million. I'm carrying over about 2 million from last year, and I get 2 million a year. So at the end of the year, we're about 3/4 million negative, or 724 negative.
2 million a year on farm to market?
Yes, 2,146,000. Then federal aid, it's still in here. We can still spend federal aid, but that's what the swap funds are. They took us out of federal aid and gave us state funds. So what used to be federal aid is now swap. So there's a BR swap, which is bridges. We have James 5 there's just north of G30 and M16. That's a culvert we're gonna replace next year, about $500,000. And we have some swap funds in the L66. That comes from our RPA 18.
So what are those swap dollars normally a year?
You can see on the allocations there, the swap bridge is about 580,000.
Does that run pretty normal then yearly or not?
It probably fluctuates $20,000.
Just round numbers.
Yeah, 600,000. Yeah,
Okay, 600,000,
Yeah.
okay. Then what's the road one?
the swap for the block grant is about 400,000.
So $1 million in total swap?
Yeah,
That hasn't changed a whole lot.
no, it hasn't.
So where's the gas tax money bucket going into which one?
Farm to market,
Okay,
majority of it.
okay, thanks.
On 2022, I got the map there for the projects we're doing. Big project's gonna be M47 resurfacing. We've done a piece of M47. We have quite a bit to do out there. I had two different projects on this one. One had swap funds in it and the other one didn't. So I put those two projects together. Montgomery County gets a new engineer. They should have started this week. I need to talk to them. You can kind of see at the bottom of the map there, it goes into Montgomery County, about a mile. So it kind of like,
Audrey, go ahead and check it now. I think I got it.
Tina said it looks good now. She's watching it.
Oh, okay.
It looks good.
okay. So I need to work out the M47 going into Montgomery County. And the other projects are small local projects. So again, our balance is, spending on FM again, we're about 1.3 negative at the end of that year. We didn't spend any swap bridge, so that fund's building up there. And we drew down our swap for the roads. Kind of a goal this year is to move the Minden Bridge ahead on Tamarack. I haven't got railroad agreements yet, so if that one can move ahead, it'll probably be about a year before I know if I can move it, or I'd like to move it. In 23, Tamarack Bridge is there. I have that for $1.5 million in swap funds, drawing into those balance. We're giving farm to market a year off, trying to regain that balance. I can spend 3 years negative, so 3 years of 2 millions, about 6 millions, the max negative I can go. On the other hand, I can save 3 years allocation before they give it away to another county.
What did you just say, the max negative you could go is what?
3 years right now. So I can go 3 years negative in the farm to market.
Where do you draw that? When you say negative, you draw that money from where?
The DOT holds that account. So there's counties that aren't spending, so that every year they balance that.
You have to request the monies.
Right, so I'm spending some of the county's money.
Okay, I'm with you.
And if we go over more than 3 years, they reallocate our money. So that's what's happening. If somebody's not spending it, it gets reallocated. And the rest of us can pick it up, so.
Really, there's counties that aren't spending their money on roads?
Yeah, their engineers don't last long, yeah.
Yeah, I bet not.
And 2024, great conversation to have. G30 resurfacing, I have that project in there. We did some heavy maintenance on that in 19. If that road's doing well, I'll probably delay that project, but it's programmed now and it does have swap funds in it. Moving swap funds is pretty tough, so I'm just leaving it in there for now. Got a couple years to figure it out yet. Do have L34 north of G30 for reconstruction. It's in pretty bad shape. After we get L66 done and G30 and M16 and M47, that's really our worst road we have left. And that's the worst segment. So we're tackling that one. Tuning about $6 million. So we're really hitting the farm to market pretty hard that year, spending about 7.6. That's why I had trying to build that balance up. That takes me just about 4.7 negative there. And then back to the bridge, we have a river bridge there in Macedonia on Pioneer Trail. I got $2 million in there for that one. We let those bridge funds build up and again, drawing those down.
Well, you're just replacing a bridge on Pioneer Trail?
Yeah, the river bridge there at Macedonia. Then we have some other local projects sprinkled in there, so that's a pretty big year. Having a big year, sure, it's 25. I have M16 resurfacing in there. We have that one little segment there north of G30 on farm to market. So farm to market doesn't recover much. It goes to a negative 4 million. And the DOT does change these rules. So they've changed it to where you can't borrow ahead or they can go as far as 4 years negative. So I'm banking on those rules not changing. Then
All
we
this is subject to change.
Yeah, more than a year out, this is all pretty well subject to change. We're designing stuff in the second year now, so.
Right.
So then we get out there, we have Norwalk 15, that's the Mosquito Creek Bridge in Underwood. I think that'll be eligible for swap funds in that year. And we have a couple local projects out there, but as you can see, most of my funds are running pretty negative at that point. It's not uncommon to have this fifth year all be negative because as your projects develop, some get moved back, some become a higher priority, and once you get actual costs, it helps quite a bit, but projecting the fifth year is pretty tough. That one's just a lot of numbers, so that's all the fiscal years put together, so the total cost of the 5-year plan is $29,792,000.
When you say local, what funds are you referring to when you say local?
I'm using the local option or property taxes for those sort of projects.
These numbers are local property tax numbers?
And local option, yes.
Okay,
Mixed
so
together.
are you drawing back on them then? How do you go from 1 million down to 200,000? Are you drawing from somewhere else? Would those numbers be the same every year, pretty much?
As far as, are you talking about carrying a balance or?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I just spend about 1.2 a year out of those. I probably shouldn't
Is
show
that
them.
what you receive about?
Receive about 2.2.
Okay,
Some of the other stuff goes into rock and that's not shown in the, this is just construction.
okay,
And some of that goes into maintenance.
okay.
So total is 29,792,000. The last 5-year plan we just finished this year was 35 million, which was probably our biggest plan we've ever done. So,
Did we receive that document there?
I have copies of it, of the PowerPoint. It's in this thing, but I just kind of rearrange it, thinking this is what you guys wanted to see. So I'll have copies of
That's
that.
a lot easier
I can hand
to
out.
review than these, what
Yes, they.
probably would have been less paper too, so, okay.
That's what I have for the county 5-year program.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second. One real quick question for you, John. Are these color coded for a reason?
In fiscal years, yes.
Okay, so what are they?
There's not a table on there.
No, not that I see.
I'll see if I can correct that for you.
Thank you very much.
I got a couple of questions for you. Where does some of the roads that are what I would say more densely populated fall in your 5-year plan? So I'm talking like some of the areas that are around Council Bluffs, like the Green Views, the Concord Loops, the Longview Loops. You know, how do you, are those just something that you just track under maintenance and then they fix them when they need fixed there? Or is it like, most of those roads are starting to deteriorate pretty heavily, and there's 10 times the traffic on them than some of the ones you're showing right now up here.
Right, so
So how do we bridge those gaps?
those roads will probably come out of more local funds. So like the BR funds, I have to use them on federal aid collector roads, and farm to market funds can only be spent on the farm to market routes. So some of those roads don't have those designations, so I can't use these funds on
Okay.
those roads. So local option is kind of the answer for that, or
Okay.
local.
Because I guess what I'd like to see, and I know maybe because you're using different funds, that's probably why you're not showing it here, but I'd like to understand when you're gonna do some of those other roads out there. You know, I don't know if you have that written down somewhere, or there's a chart that we can look at.
Like
but-
the seal coats.
Yeah, because, you know, a lot of those are what I get asked about constantly. You know, like, when are you gonna fix, you know, name your road, and I've never have a real answer for them, and I don't always have to call you and just be like, when are you gonna fix Greenview Road, or when are you gonna fix Concord Loop, or whatever? I mean, how, Pioneer Trail, Woodland Trail, I mean, when,
Well, the one that's taking the beatings is gonna State Orchard.
well, yeah, which I guess,
It's closed now.
I know it's closed now, with it, it's gonna
Or
take,
soon, I guess.
it's gonna take a beating because there's only a couple ways in and out of there. Portions of it, I should say.
yeah, so now like you're, what is that, 200 and whatever out there? Maybe it's not quite that far, but like Pheasant Hills, you know, the road behind
Yeah.
that now, that goes back to 92, or
Yeah,
an all road that goes
We
out.
already did two of those. What is that one, like,
214?
Yeah, we did two of them that cut across from Greenview over to 92.
There's one right by Null Road, and then there's one down by, behind Pheasant Hills.
Those are holding up pretty good, really. And then even the one we did out by, what's it called, where the state troopers are, what's that road?
Hunt.
And that's holding up pretty good.
There was some dirt hauling on that this spring that didn't help us out a little bit of
Like,
running
how do
that
you,
one.
I mean, do you have like a cycle for those, or you just kind of treat them case by case basis?
We
Like, how
do,
you-
we kind of start kind of a radius around Council Bluffs, so we'll work north Council Bluffs, then we'll go between Railroad Highway and Sixth, then we'll go from Sixth to 92, then we're south of town, then we'll come back. We kind of go in a cycle.
Are you limited to your employees to do that, or is it, so I'm looking at counties like Black Hawk County, which, for example, they bond and they fix everything all the time, and they contract a lot out. Is there a reason we don't ever consider doing stuff like that? Or-
We're contracting it now, I'm contracting about $1 million, I guess.
Okay.
Funds, $1 million, but gets the maintenance, it doesn't really do a lot to build new ones, I guess, but, and we try to get back, about every 10 to 12 years on a road.
We're gonna need to visit that. I give him the stuff.
Yeah. I'm just thinking that, you know, we have a lot of bonding capability out there, and I think we should, to Scott's point, we should really look at, consider it anyway. I don't know that we're going to, but I certainly think we should look at it pretty heavily, and maybe there's some opportunity there to take some of the stuff off your plate and just hire some new contractors to come in and, you know, maybe make some of your life easier for you and your staff. But
No, we're fine building roads, I guess the only concern to have, you know, if we're doing a 10-year bond on a road that's gonna last 10 years, I don't know if we're getting ahead on that cycle.
maybe we don't do it, maybe do 5 years, I don't know. I mean, we have to just, we definitely need to have that conversation, because I just,
Well, we need to see what the bids are.
the writing's on the
And
wall with,
There's a cost for us doing it too. So,
we're getting ready to throw out
Great
a.
price on oil right now, so.
We're getting ready to, you know, try to approve these new neighborhoods that are going in, there's several of them, you know, and it's like, you start thinking about the kind of traffic impact you're putting on these roads, not only you're hauling dirt out, so Pioneer Trail, for example, we have so much dirt coming hauled off of there to build some new neighborhoods out that direction. Same thing with Highway 92, you know, we have some opportunity out there for new neighborhoods, so that's gonna increase the traffic amount out there, so I just wanna make sure that some of these little side roads that the access to get to those are in your queue, because they're gonna take a beating these next couple of years, and then I don't want it to be like what Greenview and State Orchard was this year. I mean, that was horrible. I wouldn't even drive down there right now because it's so bad. And you got a couple thousand people up in that, you know, between all those neighborhoods, so.
hey, John, where were they hauling dirt off behind it?
Out of that, used to be that trailer park,
Oh,
there's somebody
really?
out there that's cleaning that up and hauling some dirt out of there.
Is that right? Okay.
I don't know if we could have a workshop or something on those seal coats. I guess I need to know if you see development coming, where and when, and
Yeah, I think
maybe
we
that'd
just
be
need
the way
to
to
nest
do it. is
you
just-
and Matt Wyant's plans a little bit there, because I think that'll help you as well, you know, because Matt's tracking all these new neighborhoods coming in, and I think your roads plan should kind of not necessarily mirror it, but be able to address some of those, you know?
Well, yeah, we just gotta figure out that funding, piece of it, because he's restricted
Right.
quite a bit with where he can use some of those funds, so I think we need to look at that Black Hawk model for sure.
You're right, this 5-year capital plan has to deal with state and federal funds. The other local stuff that we need to have the workshop on will be local option sales tax, property tax, or gasoline tax, is where we're gonna get the money for that. And I think that would be a workshop that we need to have, like we discussed before, Justin.
Sure. Okay, we can move on. Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Okay, next on the agenda, we have Jana, Director of Human Resources, discussion decision to approve agreement between Potawatomi County and Local 2364, American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, Courthouse Employees, ASME, Iowa Council 61 for a period of July 1, 2020 through June 30, 2021.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
The only discussion is, the agreement was in our box here, but there's no changes to it whatsoever then?
From last year,
Well,
from previous year?
The one that was sent to us. I mean, if there was changes, it'd be nice to have them highlighted or underlined or whatever.
I mean, we've definitely made changes from the current contract to.
The contract that was sent in my box today.
Yeah, that's the new one
Did
going
it change,
forward.
had it changed?
Yes.
Can we get the changes
Sure.
in the so that it's easier to?
Most of those changes we had, gone over.
No, I understand, but that was quite a while ago when we went over.
Sure.
It'd just be nice to see them in the thing where it's highlighted or underlined or.
Majority of those changes were language changes that came out of the contract that's currently in our, policy for our county handbook.
Correct.
Okay.
And or the, prohibited topics that include supplemental pay that are going into MOU.
Okay, any other discussion?
Yeah, you know, what's the agreement say, Jana?
Which one?
Are we giving them a 3% raise?
Yes.
3%? Okay,
3% for 1 year. The contract is good for 1 year.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and I think, we'll probably revisit, the multi-year contracts next year. I just think with, given the way our budget cycle went, I think this is probably the best case scenario, at least for right now, especially, and think about it, if we'd had the 3-year contract laid in and then this fire stuff hits and we're looking at revenues that are coming down, I think this was the best case scenario for those unions right now. And then, we'll revisit it next year and maybe we can lock in a 3-year deal, make it a little better sweet for them. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. Next, we have the agreement between Potawatomi County Local 2364. Is this the same thing?
This one is for roads. The first one was for courthouse employees, and then number 2 is
Okay.
roads.
So agreement between Potawatomi County Local 2364, American Federation of State, County, Municipal Employees, Roads Employees, ASME, Iowa Council 61 for a period of July 1, 2020 through June 30, 2021.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Marilyn, is your motion then for a 3% raise according to the contract? That's what that is too, right, Jana?
Yes, sir. Yes.
I think that should be noted in your,
Note that there's a 3%, or just in their motion in a second.
I think it should be both. I mean, right now, the motion doesn't state what the increase is. I think it should.
Okay.
But that's just my opinion.
You guys okay with that and that into your motion in a second?
You want it noted in that first one too?
Yes, please. I would
It's fine.
ask that you
That's
would.
fine. Mm-hmm.
Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. All right, so moving on to other business, we have resolution 48-2020. Authorize the board to sign resolution 48-2020, resolution entitled Resolution for 2019 through 2020, Interfund Transfer Secondary Roads Fund. Said resolution is set out and then it's written here as follows.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
That interfund transfer is moving 2.2 million from the local option tax secondary road fund to the secondary road fund.
Okay, roll call.
Chairman Schultz,
Aye.
Supervisors Wickman,
Aye.
Bill,
But,
Drake,
Aye.
Ruby.
Aye. All right, next we have another transfer resolution 49, 2020. So we'll authorize the board to sign resolution 49, 2020, resolution entitled Resolution for second and third quarter 2019 through 2020, transfer to secondary roads fund. Said resolution is set out as written.
So moved.
second,
Discussion?
And that is 2.5 million to be transferred from the rural services fund to the secondary road fund.
Okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Chairman
Oh, roll
Schultz,
call, I'm sorry. Damn it. Aye.
Supervisors Wickman,
Aye.
Bill,
Aye.
Drake,
Aye.
Ruby.
Yes. Okay. Next, we have approve the assessor's recommendation on the following applications. Homestead, I don't know, was she planning on coming over or?
So move.
second. There was none that were not
Disallowed.
disallowed.
So,
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Let's take a short recess. We're gonna go into closed session. Need a motion to do so.
Anybody want a copy of that PowerPoint?
Yeah,
I'd like
thank
one.
you.